Hello Virgo, and welcome to Eye of Gnosis Tarot. My name is Ewan, and today we are looking at your Valentine's reading. So if you are a Virgo Sun, Rising, Moon or Venus sign, this reading is for you. And of course, if this reading doesn't resonate for you, please do go look at your birth chart, see where you have those placements, and go and look at those other videos I have done. So for example, you might be a Virgo Sun, but you could be something like a Taurus rising, so the Taurus video might resonate more with you. I don't usually do the Venus placement for readings, but this is Valentine's Day, so we are this time. And we're going to be doing the Temple of Love tarot spread, as I call it, and this is a relationship tarot spread. Funny enough, it can be used for any type of relationship, doesn't have to be romantic, but today we are using it in the romantic context, unless of course you look at the reading and you go, oh my gosh, that's my work colleague. So that could be an example. So we are using the Ethereal Visions tarot deck, which I'm shuffling now. It's not the usual tarot deck I use. I usually use the Thoth tarot deck, but I'm using this one because it's Art Nouveau in style. It looks very pretty for Valentine's Day. Lots of gold and silver on it. And I think what we'll do now, before I begin the reading, is I'm going to go through what the Temple of Love reading looks like, and then I'm going to talk through very briefly what Virgo means in my chart, just for some transparency, and then we will get ahead with the reading. Now if you like what you see today, please hit that like button down at the bottom. It helps with the algorithm gods, which we all bow down to here on the video channel that is YouTube. And of course, if you really like what you see, you'd like to see more content, so we do tarot readings, we do tarot tutorials, and we do descriptions for all the cards in the Thoth deck, then do hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss a single video. So let's have a look at the spread. Temple of Love, we have a column here, which will be yourself, Virgo, and then we'll have a column here, which is the person in your life who is someone very special to you, and at the top of each of these columns we're going to have your thoughts towards the relationship, then we're going to have your feelings, then we're going to have your actions, then we're going to have what they bring to the relationship, a bit of a tongue twister there, and what you bring to the relationship, and then we're going to have the current status of the relationship right in the middle, and then we're going to look at the the near future, the mid-future and the far future, and these act as kind of advice cards. The future is not set, and these cards will essentially only be set if the columns are maintained. So if it seems like it's going to be ill-dignified, this reading, then perhaps look at those columns and see what you can make a change in your current thinking, feeling and actions. Of course, there's nothing you can do to change theirs, but perhaps by changing yours, you will be able to change theirs. Yeah, it's all karma. We're all just knocking into each other. We're all ripples in the pond of life. So I'm going to carry on shuffling this deck, and then we're going to pull the first card. So what does Virgo mean to me? I have no planets in Virgo. My 8th house and my 9th house span Virgo. And I have my Chiron in Virgo, and Chiron actually is some signs have a asteroid which rules them, and yes, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, but it's also named to be ruled by Chiron, the wounded healer. So usually it is the shadow aspect of Virgo which has wounded me in my life and continues to do so. So perfectionism and concentration on the body image. And however, once that has been healed, we can use that power to heal others. And funny enough, let's just say my Chiron in Virgo has caused me a lot of problems in the past, and I am using that in my professional career to help people with similar problems. So there's astrology in action. Of course, I didn't know anything about my birth chart when that was happening. I've only got into this in the past year or so. And I was quite flabbergasted when I saw that in my birth chart. So that's the transparency. And now we're going to pull the first card for you, Virgo. your thoughts towards this relationship. Okay, we had the Eight of Swords. We had that in Leo's reading, actually. So the Eight of Swords is called interference. It is a thoughts card. That's what the swords are. They're thoughts. And they interference is not your own thoughts are in the way. It's things in life are getting in the way which cause your thoughts to get in the way. So objectively annoying and tough things could be happening, and they're causing you to overthink this and get annoyed, essentially. As you can see there, she's bound up, has her blindfold on, and surrounded by those 8 swords. So let's have a look at what's going on in your heart, Virgo. Your feelings. The Chariot. Okay, so we're racing towards something, and we're committed to it. Committed to getting over the obstacles of something. So it could be there is external influence perhaps that's getting on your nerves, but your heart is saying, I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to see this through. Still got the rest of the spread though before I come to any conclusions. And your actions towards this Virgo, this relationship. Oh, the Queen of Wands. Fabulous. Literally fabulous. That's who the Queen of Wands is. She gives me sort of Lady Gaga vibes, the Queen of Wands. Passionate, doesn't really give a you-know-what about it things. She knows she's great, and screw you if you don't. So that again, that seems to be supporting that view that there's annoying things happening in your life, Virgo, but despite them bothering your mind, you are powering through with your heart. And you're physically reflecting this. You're being ruled by your heart rather than your mind, and in this case, that is a good thing. And now we're going to look at the rather special person in your life, Virgo. What's going on in their thoughts, feelings, and actions towards you and this relationship. Okay, so we've got the Page of Swords there as the first card. So the Page of Swords, we had this actually in the last reading as well, and I have shuffled this deck thoroughly. It seems to be keeps happening. I can guarantee I am shuffling this deck. Also known as the Princess of Swords in the Thoth deck. The Page of Swords is the earth of air. It's kind of a tornado energy. Throws things up in the air. But it does that to settle them back down again. But of course, as we know, when stuff gets thrown up by a tornado, when it comes down, it's not exactly gentle, is it? So this is putting ideas into action, well, not ideas into action, making ideas physical. So I might say, I want to go to Spain, so I'm just going to go and book a ticket now. Like, boom, straight away. And I haven't even thought about the consequences of it. Although this does involve thinking, but it depends where the thoughts are. So the thoughts in that example were, I want to go to Spain. However, if my thoughts were in the I don't have much money, I would probably not have had that thought, and it would have physically been reflected in me not getting the plane tickets. So yeah, there's a bit of putting things into matter with thoughts in their head, which is where thoughts should be. And now their heart, Virgo, their heart regarding this relationship. Okay, we had the Five of Wands, so this is strife. And it's not always bad. There are no bad tarot cards. There are easy tarot cards and there are hard, difficult tarot cards. This is definitely a difficult one, but out of all the fives, it is the easiest. It's one that Aleister Crowley did say is a necessary part of life, is strife. Otherwise, things get stagnant because the fours, so that obviously comes before the five, are they're very stable, the fours, but because of that, they don't go anywhere, and there is a risk of stagnation. So the five comes along, the pentagram, to just knock it over and make sure things carry on. But we'll look at the rest of the reading before we look at whether that's well or ill dignified. Let's have a look at their actions towards this relationship, Virgo. The Magician. Okay, so there is a commitment, just like you with your Chariot. And there is wisdom. And there is a will to create in some respect. I say in some respect because we have that 5 of Wands that's just staring at me in the screen now and looking at it now on the screen, looking down the card now. And this very much reflects the Page of Swords, the Princess of Swords there in their mind. Indeed, the sword, the Ace of Swords, which she is carrying, is the Magus's sword, which is behind him here. I think interestingly in the Thoth deck you can't see it. He has his wand. I don't think the Magus has, it's the Magus in the Thoth deck. I don't think he has a sword. I have to double check that artwork. That's very different from this artwork though, I'll tell you that. Of course we've got all the aces actually. He has all the aces. Got the Pentacles, Cups, the wand, and the sword. Let's look at the rest of the reading, Virgo. What are they bringing to the relationship? The Hermit. Okay, so some alone time and introspection. I wonder whether there might be a temporary breakup here, Virgo, or separation, and not necessarily always in the sense of a partnership has separated. It could be a physical separation, for example. One of you's had to move away for work, perhaps. But I wonder whether this is definitely... This separation, if it is a separation, was done with intent, though. It's not an accident. But I think this might be the thing that's causing your 8 of Swords. You know what I said earlier about external things that are annoying and you don't want to happen are affecting our thoughts. But we must remember, Virgo, and this might be a point in something to keep in mind with the Shadow card. And I said this in a previous video that we can't change the things that happen to us necessarily. Sometimes we can, but often we can't. But we can change how we think about them. Yeah. And how we react to them, which are kind of hand in hand. This is thinking and reacting. Thinking and manifesting. And I do think there may have been some reactionary energy here with this partner of yours, or potential partner, or past partner, Virgo. Because 5 of Wands is strife, it's rebellion, it's revolution. When ill-dignified, it's things like anger. Although when it's well-dignified, it's righteous anger. I don't know what it's meant to be, but I think you know yourself, though, Virgo, and it's either you are currently pushing through with this relationship or pushing through the current strife, because you know who you are. You know who you are, Virgo. Even if you might have forgotten it. So we're saying this is very deep down, very much near the root chakra, you know who you are. Okay. So what are you bringing to the relationship, Virgo? This might cement what I just said or completely disregard it. The Ace of Swords. So this is clarity, and I think this is related to what I just said. You can see things as they are. You know this is definitely an argument happen or something to cause strife has definitely happened in this relationship. Just give a bit more clarity to you, Virgo. The Ace of Swords is clarity. Clarity of thought, mindfulness. Yes. Very interesting, Virgo. You're cutting through something in this relationship. It's the sword after all, and cutting through it with your mind. And I would be wary, and this again might come up, if we don't pull the Nine of Swords, we might do in the Shadow card. Of course, you have a prediction for the Shadow card. Do put that in the description if you think it already, not description, comments if you think you know what it is. But I do think, looking at the deck now, obviously I can't see the bottom. I swear I can't see the bottom. I think it may be the 9 of Swords if the rest of this reading is ill-dignified, because obviously it's just simple maths. 8 plus 1 is 9. And that is cruelty. And you know, it's good to investigate things and have clarity. but the truth does hurt. And although I don't necessarily always believe in this saying, we all know that ignorance is bliss. Again, I don't completely agree with that statement. In some cases it is, in other cases it's not. I think it certainly isn't for you, Virgo. You're very analytical. And certainly I don't think ignorance is bliss for you. Okay, what's going on? What's going on at the moment, Virgo? Actually, I already have a prediction for this. You don't want it to be the Tower. Or you do, depending on... You might want this person out of your life, I don't know. Let's have a look. Two of Pentacles, change. Physical change. Now this could be them because they've actually moved away. Change of environment. They could not be sleeping in the same bed as you anymore. Spending less time together. You might be making physical changes. Their body might be changing. Your body might be changing. Yeah. It could be, if they are away, it could be the change of, at the moment you're discussing, like, we really need to, get back together and do something together. It could be changing, so it could be change in either direction. It could be change towards this hermit energy. It could be change away from it. I think these future cards are going to clarify this, Virgo. Near future. The Strength card, also known as the Lust card in the Thoth deck, and that is a lust for life, not primal lust. And I think this is what's being called upon here, is to keep living your life, Virgo. And I think you will, because you've got the Queen of Wands there. Really, that is the Princess of Wands there with the lion. And that is an animal of the Queen of Wands, so it's really her daughter there with that lion. Babylon in the Thoth deck. It's kind of the passionate divine feminine. And I wonder whether, this Queen of Wands could be you. I could be talking to a lot of Virgos that identify with the feminine energy. Again, it doesn't matter what gender you are, we all have divine masculine and feminine within us. But I wonder whether you identify more with the feminine energy here, Virgo. Okay. So I definitely keep going with that Queen of Wands. That knowing yourself deep down, even if you're not aware of it. Okay. You're not giving any insert swear word. Okay, mid-future. Okay, the Ten of Cups, that is very positive. It's very positive. So this, in a love reading, can be long-term commitments, relationships, and even marriage. See there, the couple there with the baby, which is really nice. It could be that you get back together through this strength. You know who you are. And really so should they. And I think if you do persist, then it could lead to this Ten of Cups. It could be maybe even celebrating by making this now a relationship if it's prospective, prolonging the relationship if it's current, or getting back together if it's ended or is ending, and creating something beautiful with it. True love. Of course, there could be the ill-dignified aspect to this, but I think the final card confirm or deny whether we have an ill dignity in these two cards, but I don't think we do. I think this is the change. The change is moving away from this, but remaining with this, and I think changing all of this. Okay, apart from maybe the Magician. It's almost like you're both doing the right thing, but you're not necessarily feeling, or at least they're not feeling, and you're both definitely not thinking in the right way, but you're definitely doing the right thing. So it might be that they need that time alone. Okay, final, say final card. Final card for the spread before we do the shadow card, and it is the far future, the Queen of Swords, discernment. Okay, more air energy there. Discernment. I will actually say, Virgo, I forgot to say this, the Hermit card is your card, so this is in your benefit, and that might be why I say it might be that this person needs some time alone. Not just this person, but the relationship needs this alone time, so that things can change. Okay. And the Queen of Swords there is telling me that by the end of this all, we have learnt something. You know, we're not being ignorant. So this is what I said earlier about sometimes ignorance is bliss. I think this is the case where it's not. I think by doing this dissecting, we've created this change. We've got to the heart of the matter. She's carrying that Ace of Swords. In the Thoth deck, she is on a cloud, carrying the head of the ego, and in the other hand she has the sword, and she's half naked, which shows her courage and confidence, and grace. The grace of Libra is with the Queen of Swords, able to look at both sides of the argument and come to a clean and clear decision. It is a clean cut through the ego's head. So I think here, Virgo, you definitely know yourself deep down. You're rushing towards, not in a fast way, but in a powerful way, towards this relationship. I think we're maybe talking to more existing relationships or any breakups that have happened. However, I think before we get to your thoughts, here we have somebody who, they're still committed to this, but there has been some form of strife in the relationship, and it's caused their heart to set ablaze, and not necessarily in the love sense. A little bit of anger, rage, annoyance, rebellion. And this has caused them to think, maybe I need to get out of here. And they've made this a physical reality, which I think has then caused this Eight of Swords. This is the thing that we didn't want to happen and is now messing with our minds. But I think because you have this Chariot energy and the Queen of Wands energy, you have been able to use your objectivity and clarity to see perhaps that this is what they needed, this is what the relationship needed. And this is now leading to changes. This could be them going on a retreat, finding their true self, which helps you either return back to yours, or you may already know your true self. And then that strength you had. This is a bit like the partner of a soldier who has to remain at home and keep it strong because they know that they love this person. Again, not assigning any gender to that person. And then they come home and something beautiful is created. But you certainly learnt something from this, Virgo. And I think from that you don't want this to happen again, and you won't allow this to happen again. I think you both learned something, because don't forget this is the future for both of you. Okay. Now if I was to make an ill-dignified reading, which I don't think it is, but if I was, because there will be someone out there that is not resonating to that story, or can't see that happening, this could be a move away in terms of your energy. Okay. And you have had enough, literally had enough emotionally, just a bit too much what's happening. And it then eventually leads to this life lesson learned that perhaps this person wasn't the one for you, or more controversially, you weren't able to handle the situation. But I think that is a rare reading. I think it's more the former reading, the positive one that I gave before that. I think the shadow card is going to perhaps clarify this. Let me think. So again, if you have a prediction, I'm just looking at the screen now, looking at all the cards. Looking down here at all the cards. If you have a prediction for the shadow card, please put it in the description below. This is a difficult one. I think the And again, I think we might have the Nine of Swords. Definitely maybe as a major arcana. Or we may have, sorry, what I'm saying major arcana, minor arcana, and then as the major arcana, I think we may have the Fool. Don't just throw yourself into things. No knee-jerk reactions, and take this seriously. Okay, let's have a look. It's upside down. Okay, we have the Two of Wands, which is Dominion in the Thoth Tarot deck. So all the twos are kind of should I stay or should I go cards, which I think is very appropriate here. And this is to do with energy. I think this is supporting what we're saying here with the Queen of Wands and your Strength card. And also their Strife card. So the Two of Wands, again, is Dominion. But it's Dominion because you have the crossroads. You have all the paths, but you don't necessarily know which one to take. And I think that's very apt at the moment. So this is just telling you to be mindful, Virgo, that sitting there and worrying about which way to go, perhaps not the way to go. Choose a path, use your discernment, you definitely have it, and to take the right one that's for you. I think here we're being led by our hearts and our actions rather than our mind. Our mind is a bit like that blindfolded woman here, standing at the crossroads of the Two of Wands and just going down a random path. In fact, maybe not even going on the path because she's blindfolded. So here we need this bird's eye perspective. We need to use our mental clarity and discernment to get to our goal. And we have this chariot, which is a powerful weapon. It is the mind, is the chariot. And like a charioteer, it takes someone skilled and disciplined to drive a chariot, and the horses being like the different aspects of the ego. And I definitely think you rule this chariot, Virgo. Just looking over the spread, so we have 2 Earth cards. I'm just saying this because you're an Earth sign. So we obviously have the Two of Pentacles, which is interesting enough. My sun sign's tarot card on the Deccan wheel, the first third of Capricorn, and then of course we have the Hermit, which is your card, Virgo. So rather than being grounded, which you're quite good at being, Virgo, although you do get lost in your thoughts sometimes, you are ruled by Mercury. And like we said, Chiron, there's that pain. I think there is a bit of a Chiron message here, actually, that wounded healer. You may have been wounded in the mind, but you're now using that mind to create discernment. And this is leading to a much needed change, perhaps. And I think it is much needed because of this. Just make sure you're using that change to guide you towards the right path, rather than getting lost and dispersing your energy all over the place. We don't want that to happen, do we, Virgo? We want to use discernment, we want to use the will, we want to use the chariot of the mind to pick a path and take it. And I do believe, you being an analyzer, Virgo, that you are good at this. So thank you very much, Virgo, for joining me today for this tarot reading. I hope you found that useful, and do click that like button if you did. If you didn't resonate, again, please look at your Sun, Rising, Venus and Moon sign, and you may find that the placement there is more appropriate for you, and go and look at that video instead. So thank you again, Virgo. It's been a pleasure having you, and I hopefully look forward to seeing you in the next video. And goodbye.